everyone, welcome to this gameplay video. You're here with me, Nephew Kelly, the alpha tester of Eneider. Well, one of a few, but that's besides the point. And today, I am going to be showing you a quick tutorial on the basics of Eneider. Now, I'm not going to be able to cover everything in the game because of more advanced mechanics, like needing certain materials for things. But I'll get into that in just a second. Now, you may be thinking, wait, what is Eneider? Well, I'm glad you asked. Eneider is an isometric RPG game where you, yes you, get to run your own village with your own faction and sometimes fight and steal from people, but yeah, that's more evil stuff. Now, as you can see on the title screen, there is a brief preview of all the textures in the game. We have options tab, which for now it's empty. Don't know what's going to go in there, but yeah. And basic information about the game, so the game version, the developer of the game, and of course the website, showing you more works by the same developer. Now, if I click new game, as you can see, there are 3 save files you can have. Save 1, save 2, and save 3. Now, for the sake of things, I'm going to overwrite save 2, so I can get a fresh start. Now, you'll be prompted to go with username. You can have literally anything, like, you can even do this. Not recommended, but, you know. And you can join any factions upon request. But, for the sake of this, we're going to create our own faction. So you get to type in your own name. Again, let's just import anything. Probably should do something actually comprehensible, but you know. Select one of 6 colours, so I'm going to go with purple. And there's settings. You can enable join requests and faction chat. Now, since this is exclusively alpha testing thing, I'm just going to disable these because interference. And of course, there are 4 map sectors: Italy, France, England, Germany. So I'm going to start with a fresh start in Italy. Because I mean, Italy is pretty cool. Cries in British. And of course, basic tutorial here as well. Move, click, press. Seems very simple. Now, before anything, I'm just going to show you the quick menu where basically every essential function is. So hold left click. And as you can see, there are different sections. We have people menu, so it shows, you know, how much food they have, how many people there are. I don't know why it says 0 by default, but just gonna ignore that. How many people are homeless? I mean, we have no house yet. And of course, unemployed. Well, I mean, they're all unemployed, so I don't know why that's at 0, but that's, again, besides the point. Now, just before we go into building our own village and the rest of the menu, just to preface, you can go to other regions via the map. You just click on it and click travel and you can go over there. And of course, here's the chat section. Collected to local, Rome, 01. That's right. This is the chat that always shows up for every region, so you can type anything here. Even complete gibberish, again, not recommended, but as you can see, it will just appear. Because there's settings, you can change the game zoom. It's basically how zoomed in assets are. You go to the main menu or just click OK to proceed. Now, for the rest of the menu, here's the faction menu, where you can access all faction members and their requests to get into the faction. Of course here, storage menu. Now, it will say you don't have any storage. This is not a bug because you need a certain building to unlock this feature. And of course, right here are all the buildings you can get. What's this? Yep. You're going to need some nice materials to build these. Now, as you can see here, we have multiple people. And with these people, you can mine rocks, cut down trees, and there's also the potential to practically mount a cave. And as you can see here, if you have enough wood, you can mount the cave and employ people to get resources for you, mainly iron and stone. Now, those are the more moral ways of getting materials, but as you can see here, 200 wood and 40 stone left. You can get people Pull them over and steal! That's right, you can steal resources! Because screw private ownership, I guess. Also, by the way, before you even ask, no, you cannot get across the river by default. I mean, I don't know what anyone expected. Look at this! Stolen resources! Ill-gotten gains, my favourite. And as you can see, you can merge together materials to keep them in one secure pot. God damn it, it's raining! Regardless of that, once again, you can steal this pile of stone. Now, whilst that's happening, we're going to begin building a house. Our wooden houses, I believe, take up less resources than stone houses, but are weaker. So it requires 20 wood for a wooden house. But for a stone house, you need 50 stone. Now to build, you need to drag over any resources. Click deposit. And once it is registered that you've put the materials in, you just need to build. Hell yeah! Very good building here. And once you have built any given house, you just need to drag a person on there, click drop, and they'll go inside the house. Now I assume with food that people will begin to multiply within the house. But there is no food. So you know what we need? A nice farm. That takes up 50 wood. So once again, I'm gonna drag, deposit, build. And we just have to put this little guy in. Wait, that's for the house, my bad. Now as you can see, there's no need for any employees. The farm is pretty much fully autonomous. Without any further ado, I should probably build the stone house because I mean, can't just leave the scaffolding here, can we? Now we just gotta move this. And move. Now I can build. And right here, just gotta move this guy in. And before I cover the storage, I should probably get this mounted. Just to quickly showcase how the employment feature works. So once a cave is mounted, you just click. Now if you have a sufficient amount of people, you can uptick the value of people working. And then what will happen over time is that stone and iron will be produced. You should click extract. The materials will just pop right out. Now, here's the fun part. Storage. Once the storage is placed, costs 50 wood. So all I need to do is just move this wood right here. Click build. And I'm going to quickly showcase how you store things. And also random mountains spawn on the river. That's very normal. Okay, so all you have to do is drag your materials onto the storage. Click, deposit. Click, deposit. Click deposit. Now, storage is definitely a very important building in the game because, as you can see here, you finally unlock the storage menu. And of course, materials can be deposited directly from storage onto any given building, meaning building is a lot more efficient. You don't have to keep moving people around as much. So say if I clicked on a woodcutter, I click resources from deposit. And as you can see, it has added is pretty much almost all the wood we need. And once again, we cut, drag this into storage, deposit, And then we can take resources from deposit and finally build a woodcutter. Now this is another foundation that allows employees to generate materials. This one being, well, the one that generates wood. Now, there are more advanced buildings that I am not going to be showcasing directly, but I am going to explain them right here. So, the sawmill. Right here, yes. What you know about the sawmill? So, I do not heavily recall what this makes, nor the blacksmith, but these are both advanced employment buildings, things that can use materials that can contribute towards the armory and the barracks. Now, I do not know which one produces which materials, but I know between these two buildings, there can be wooden planks, hammers, and girders that are produced. And of course, the armory and barracks, these two can be considered endgame, as they are what allows you to get into combat. The armory producing shield tokens, which are then funneled into barracks to produce soldiers. Now, here's the thing. Let's go to one of these buildings. Notice this? So every building has a health status, basically determining their integrity. Soldiers can ruin the integrity of these buildings by attempting to destroy them. And once they are fully destroyed, it will disappear off the map and it will have to be rebuilt. In order to repair it in time, you must click on the repair tool and it will uptick until it's fully repaired. You can also practically self-destruct things by clicking the bomb button, which will destroy any structure for you. See, the cave is now closed up and all the materials have been spat out. So yeah, this is basically the progression of the game. You gather materials, you build, you support your village, and of course you can combat other players. So yeah, that's Eneider for you. I hope you guys enjoyed this video and have an absolutely wonderful day.